Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. How is everyone doing? It is officially April the 1st, 2024. For all the Westerners out there watching me, are you scared? No, really, but I just want to give out my appreciation and gratitude for everything I have ever overcome, whether you've watched me this far. I want you to really truly appreciate how far you have all come, whoever is watching this video, in life, with life's obstacles, in life's journey. So as you may or may not know, I'm still in Jordan. I have 1 more month left, and in exactly 1 month I shall be returning my flight back to my country, Armenia. I should be staying in Yerevan, the capital, for a few days at the very least, because I have some business and some things to take care of. And then I will be going to my home city, Gümri, because I'm from Gümri in Armenia. So with that being said, we're pretty much in the last several days left, well, a little bit more than several days left of Ramadan. It's been a huge blessing to experience Ramadan here in Aqaba, Jordan. I just want to say how every day is a different experience here for me, because it's never a dull moment, I'm telling you right now. A lot of times I don't even have the chance to really get out there and socialize and communicate with people. I get invited to a lot of things. I have been... I grew up in a tight-knit family, but because of my life circumstances mixed with my personality, I've kind of had to, push comes to shove, really rely on myself for a lot of things. So it gets, not gonna lie, difficult for me to kind of just take things from people. Do you get what I'm saying? And throughout the years, I've done everything I possibly can to work on that. But there's a time to take and there's a time to just do things on our own, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I mean, it's like I said, it's never a dull moment. You know, sometimes when I go out, people, they offer me their food, they offer me lots of stuff. I kindly say no, or you know what I mean? But there was a conversation a few days ago in regards to how certain, there's bad reputation in Petra, and how certain people were like, okay, well, they heard that Aqaba is a little bit even worse, because Aqaba is full of young men. Young, good-looking, ripe men, okay? And a lot of these men are looking for women. A lot of them are looking for halal, healthy marriages. Not all of them. But I guess what I'm, intentionally trying to get out there is that whether you're a man or a woman and you have an intention to get married, whether you're from here or not from here or anything, it's very important that before or after, because if we're going to do it, if you're going to get married in an Islamic way, there really isn't that much getting to know the person prior, but there's ways to getting to know the person prior, of course. But it's very vitally important that you get to know the person for who they are rather than an ideology, okay? Whether you're a man or a woman. If you have the intention to get married one day, or if you want to get married, or if you want to settle down and meet somebody, or you maybe in the past you were married and you got divorced, or maybe in the past you never thought of even getting married and you wanted to stay single for the rest of your life, or just the thought of it, or heartbreaks in the past and the idea of having children and a family, all that stuff frightened you and you stayed away from it, because in Islam there's no real set age to get married. A lot of times people, they get their culture involved and they try to get their kids to get married at a younger age. The first time I was supposed to get married, I believe I was 18. My father was arranging a marriage with my second or third cousin when I was 18 years old. And he told me, if you don't marry now, you're never going to get married because you have a very strong personality. But there is some truths to that, because I probably got engaged and pulled back from the marriages several times after that with other people. But everything is destiny. It's in the hands of Allah who you marry and so on, because at that time I wasn't Muslim, okay? So everything is meant to be. I'm a firm believer of that. Even before I was Muslim, I always believed in these things, destiny and fate. So with that being said, ideologies can be a huge killer when it comes to marrying someone, okay? Because marriage is not a joke. Starting a family with someone is not a joke. We're all adults here. We're not little kids fantasizing of an something that's not existing within another person. Another human being cannot be your everything. It's not real. It's not tangible. A person is not a robot, whether they're a man or a woman. But yeah, going back to the whole thing about Aqaba, the men here and so on and so forth. Like I said, I've never received any form of disrespect from any of the locals here, whether they're men or women. They're very friendly. They're very accepting. I don't get too close to people. You have to understand this. In some of my videos, I explain, yes, my neighbors, they do what they can. They try to talk to me. They try to get me to engage. There's a certain line I do not cross with people. I do not give out my personal number. There's a line. Okay, and this has to do with me having firm boundaries. This has to do with me being a woman who knows who she is and where she's going in life, and she doesn't want distractions, everyday distractions. I didn't come here to be, a tourist. I came here to see and to sustain the near future of me living in Jordan, okay? And as I've mentioned in prior videos, from what it looks like, maybe the next several years I may have to be here 6 months a year or less until I permanently move here, okay? Everything is destiny. There's certain steps that we gotta take to change our fate, but really, ultimately, everything is already written. So yeah, if you're a tourist or if you're somebody that is looking to live here or move here, let me tell you, the people are divine, okay? No one is perfect. You're gonna meet people that get under your skin. You may, anywhere you go. But overall, I really, really like Jordanian people. Yesterday, literally in 2 minutes, somebody just changed my entire life, it felt like. I met somebody that was truly honored to meet me, and the thought of this person knowing that I had converted, that I'm coming from Armenia and I converted to Islam, really affected this person in a good way, that they were so mesmerized, just very respectful. As a lot of the people that I've met here, that's how they treat, and I'm not saying go out and become Muslim, guys, or if you want to receive respect from people, because whether they don't care, they don't really care about your background or your religion in a sense, but it does hit it's Ramadan, it does hit a certain sentiment of nostalgia within the people of the culture or the region or the country that you're going to and staying in. Do you get what I'm saying? People feel things. They can feel if something is real, raw, and legit. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor. Another thing, how are the locals in regards to money? Because somebody was saying to me that, or asking me, if Jordan is not receiving a lot of tourists lately. Are the people, with money and everything? Listen, personally, I like to put myself in these situations and scenarios and stories because I'm the one that's experiencing things hands on. Personally, I'm still considered a foreigner, okay? Even if I move here and live here for 30 years, whether I have a passport eventually, I'm still somewhat a foreigner because I wasn't born and raised here. Do you understand? Okay, if I get my passport eventually, I'm gonna be Jordanian, but really, let's get real. Um, no one has personally ever asked me for money. Nobody comes and asks me for money. This is not really something that I have experienced, okay? If I have left money for people, that's due to and this is anywhere in the world, okay? Or anyone. I do that either secretly, openly, whatever. I do that from my heart, and that's a form of zakat, a charity. But no one has ever gotten close to me or tried to talk to me. I can tell I'm not a stupid woman. My intuition is strong. My psychological detection of body language, how a person talks to me, it's very strongly, I can tell if someone, what they want from me from the get-go. Sometimes I pretend to not know, because this is a survival tactic I've had to learn throughout the years as a woman who does everything on her own. That sometimes in order to really truly understand what someone wants from you, you gotta kind of make it look like you don't know what they're up to. And then when you know what they're up to, you put that line and your foot down, so on and so forth. But no. I mean, if you're going to go and join some, you're booking things for tourist groups and there's a bunch of different tour guides involved. Of course, there's money involved. It's a transaction. If you go and you to a restaurant, you're not going to be expected not to pay. You're going to, even if you know the owner, it's a common Middle Eastern courtesy, guys. You have to understand something. If you're not Middle Eastern, okay? People fight to pay things in the olden days. In my culture, even as an Armenian, how I was raised, whether I was raised around Turkish Armenians, Syrian Armenians, any Middle Eastern Armenians, or even just Armenians in general, even from Armenia, whether they lived outside of Armenia or whatever, we grew up with, when there's food involved, when there's payment being involved, they would fight on who's going to pay because it's a form of respect. People wouldn't just sit there and expect the other to pay for the other. We didn't grow up with that mentality. So hence why I have a keen understanding of the culture here, because it's very similar with my upbringing. Okay? But like I said, if you're getting involved with a bunch of tour guides and you're going to be traveling 4 hours and 5 hours, okay, negotiate, that's fine. But you're not going to get a free ride. Nothing in life is free. Okay? Especially if you're getting people involved to put their sweat and hard labor in there. So anyways, are people going to expect money from you if you don't know them or if you're not buying anything from them? No, it's not. Nothing. I'm pretty sure you should know at this point in your life where people know, whether they're young or old or whatever country they're from, that nothing in life is free. Like I said, if you want to gift someone change or money, that's up to you. Somebody was asking me the other day, they saw a video of me that I posted. I had posted, there's a coffee shop called Dimitri, there's one in Amman and then there's one here. I know the workers and so on. And on the board there's different foreign currency money. And there's an Armenian dirham currency for 1,000 dirham. Somebody was asking me something about, was that like $1,000 that I gave, and I'd like to clarify on that, and that's definitely a no. Number one, it wasn't me who gave that because it's in the video. I wasn't the one that gave that 1,000 dirham. There's other Armenians that come here. I'm not the only Armenian that comes here. Okay. Number two, it wasn't me. And number one, it wasn't me. Number two, I had left him change in currency. You can see in the video he's putting up change on the board. 1,000 dirham is only equivalent to like a few dollars. Please just go on Google if you want to understand something and research something yourself and look up currency exchange. That is just for people to kind of feel bonded to each other. That's why people they do that foreign, that board. Do you understand? It's a form of support that we're all in it together. Anyhow, other things that I wanted to touch base on that I was being asked about, because apparently everybody likes seeing me on a regular basis. So, the niqab. Okay, so when I first came to Aqaba, I was pretty much wearing a niqab every single day. Okay. I love wearing a niqab because I'm not somebody that likes people believe it or not. I don't like people looking at me all the time. I don't like people to be seen by people all the time. You should see me in Armenia. Like, I think it was like 2021 up to 2022. Despite some of the things you saw in my videos, there was a huge point where I wasn't even showing myself. Going out was like, I would try to cover myself constantly. My face, my eyes, my everything. Because I didn't want to be seen. Because there comes a point in a woman's life where she's just become so content with who she is that she doesn't need any form of external validation in terms of who she is. Okay? It's very, very easy to judge people on the external. You will never understand someone's upbringing, what they've experienced in life, to be able to say that, oh, okay, I know this is why this person looks like this, acts like this. A lot of times, even if you knew, you would still not comprehend what they have experienced. And to be able to say, wow. I want to be brutally honest with you. A lot of people are sheltered. And what I mean by that is they've been given things. The family gives them things. People gives them things. So they haven't really learned how difficult it can be to really do things on their own. Okay? A lot of people feel a sense of entitlement in life. An entitlement to look a certain way, act a certain way, to receive certain things, monetary, like respect, honor. The list goes on. And this goes out to everybody in life. This is not just a single point people that I'm talking about. This is everyone. Another thing that I just want to make sure I'm getting everything out there, because every day I get certain questions that maybe sometimes because like I said, the first several months that I was here, I probably wasn't posting as much videos. I said I would start doing my blogs all over again, and I didn't. Another thing that I want to talk about is this summer I'm launching counseling services. I'm so excited, specifically for Muslim women, because this day and age, things really strip us away in terms of our faith. And why I'm gearing towards this is because, let's be honest, I try to be as honest as, as much as I can all the time. Because yes, I'm always an honest person, but I leave out a lot of information when it comes up to my personal life, even though I look like someone that talks a lot about my personal life, but I don't say everything. I'm a very deep person. Very deep. Everything about me has to have meaning. I do not interact with people unless there is a meaning. I do not judge people based off their Not when I was little, not when I was a teenager, not when I was older. And this never impressed me. This always did. And the reason why people never stayed in my life, I chose for them not to stay in my life, is because this was not pure. It was not clean. And because theirs, and because they're not working on this, how are we going to stay in each other's lives? Yes, we need money. I need money. We all need money. Money is very important. But when I hear someone constantly talking about money, 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 let me tell you, I'm going to cut you out so quick it's not even funny. And I have the right to do that. Okay? Because it shows to me where your heart is. Money is an energy. You can get money if you're willing to work. If you have a mind, you can get money like this. You can make money from almost anything. So going back to the counseling services that I'm providing specifically for women is really truly honoring who they are through Allah, through the means of Allah. Really truly honoring the fact that at the end of the day, we only really truly have only Allah, because everyone around us is going to be taken away from us one day, and we cannot rely on other people in a sense of when we really truly believe, feel a calling within ourselves, whether we are experiencing some form of depression, or we want to be a better person, or we want to be stronger inside of us, or we want to start a business. All these things combined are going to be working on the elements within ourselves through Allah, which is going to be different than the services that I've provided in the past before. This is not me teaching the Quran. This is not me reciting the Quran. Well, it can be part of it if that is what the person wishes, or if they want me to do it with them to encourage them. You know, because a lot of times, whether you're Muslim or not, people get off their prayers, they feel blocked, they go through some form of trauma that they even start to forget how to pray, and yeah, okay, so this is specifically for Muslim women. If you've been watching me and you're not Muslim but you feel a calling to Islam, you can send me a message, you can email me, you can contact me from my website. I'm not here to convert people, guys, but I'm here to be a guide for you anytime you need to be lifted up. This is not a problem. I've always done it all my life. Everywhere I go since I was really super young, I've always given everyone advice. They just come to me and tell me everything about their personal life. Happens all the time. But like I said, this is specifically for Muslim women because it's all a connection between you and Allah. Okay? And everything all the obstacles, everything you could possibly think of. And this is an honor for me to be able to do this because I'm going to be kind of working through it with someone very special and very dear that eventually I will publicize her who started this. She has her own brand. She's a Moroccan living in the UK who I'm going to be connecting with as a group with her and independently for the next several months, and then I will start to launch on my own with this program that I'm offering. Okay, so let's think other things combined with this. Let's see, I think I basically covered what most of you had asked me about. Somebody was saying something along the lines of, I'm surprised you enjoy wearing a niqab. You're going to be surprised for a lot of things. If you feel that you're surprised that I'm wearing a niqab, you're definitely... You're going to be surprised for a lot of things that you're going to be seeing in the next several years about me, because you can't judge a woman. Women are so changeable. The life, like the phases of the moon, let me tell you, we women and it's perfectly healthy, okay, to find herself. And I've never been so content in my life. Let's be brutally honest. And it's not brutal, but I just got to get it out there that I have never been so content in my life than I have by submitting to Allah and to Islam. This is the honest truth. Everything that you saw me doing on this YouTube channel, which I have in my social media or whatever, that involves me getting tattoos, that involves me doing any type of witchcraft, but mind you, or paganism, or gods and goddesses, it was never a belief for me. It was not where my heart was. It was something I was doing to learn. It was something I was doing, just like when you get up and you turn the hot water on and the cold water on, it's just something you do to understand the world, the environment, everything around you. This is always how I was looking at it. Like I said, it's very easy from the outside to judge. Very easy. And that is why I'm keeping all that up there. I was never taught that these things were something normal. Hell, I'm not even normal. If you want it, I have no problem admitting my faults. I'm not going to be arrogant or ignorant to the fact that I've made lots of mistakes in my life, but those mistakes were intentional and they were created for a reason, for me to be on the path that I am now. Did you think that Muhammad was born a Muslim? Did you think that Muhammad's wives were born Muslims? Did you think Khadija, Abu Bakr? No, none of them were born Muslims. Do you understand? Where did they come from? What was their history? What background did they come from? What were the tribes doing? What did the tribes believe in? If they didn't believe in whatever it was that they were doing, like I didn't believe, it was their way of life, it was their upbringing, it was part of their culture. If you want to call it paganism, witchcraft, or I call it culture. But they were not born Muslims. And so that is why I keep all the stuff from the hex witchery, from Red Earth Goddess, all that gods and goddesses stuff, talk, all that numerology, astrology, and tarot. For sure it's haram. But was the people of the times of the Prophet, peace be upon him, they were not coming from a background like this? This new age of Aquarius is a high hybrid of this. Okay? So that's putting that aside. And now it's time to move forward. It's not about me keeping that so that people look at my past and look at my sins and point the finger and go, oh, look at her, she has a demonic sigil on her forehead. Oh, look at her. If that makes you feel better about yourself, I congratulate you. I really do. Because it goes to show how far you have come in your own spirituality. Because at the end of the day, the scales of the heart, remember this, when there's an imbalance, that's it. We only hurt ourselves. But ultimately, whether you show your sins of the past or not to people, you're still going to be judged. We're all going to be judged. I've mentioned in some of my videos that I've always been open to debates and discussions. Unfortunately, a lot of people that leave comments, they're not even followers of my channel. A lot of the comments get booted out, or they just go under, it doesn't get published, because when I go to the section to look, it says unpublished. And because YouTube rejects a lot of comments, because when you leave nonsensical comments, uh, it's not going to publish it. And so when I say I'm open to discussions of debate, some of these things that people say, it literally is so illogical and so forget about disrespect. I'm not going to get hurt by disrespect, because it only shows where you're coming from, your own mindset, your own intellect, your own heart. I don't get offended by these things. So I'm not physically removing your comments, but I mean, if YouTube, even the AI of YouTube, the algorithm of YouTube can even detect the nonsensical comments some of you are leaving. And it's like, okay, and I think that's it, because this video is almost 31 minutes, and I'm sure you're done staring at me wearing all black. That's it. I just want to say happy blessing to everybody, because it's the time of a lot of new changes. The world is changing. I am changing. I'm turning 37 next month, so, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna, in the next 3 years, up until I hit 40, and the entire 10 years of in my 40s, I'm gonna keep changing. Hopefully for the better, as that's my intention, always to be better. For me, not for someone else, not for someone else's pleasure, because it will never give us gratification. The only person we should ever try to strive to please is the Creator, Allah, okay? So thank you for watching me. Take care now. Bye-bye.